What's going on, HPP fam? Welcome back to another episode. I don't know if we have wild animals in here or what. But kicking off this week, we are finishing up getting our LT back together for our Chevy truck. John just set the cylinder head down. So we've already got our new camshaft in, our new lifters. John is putting the head bolts in. He's going to torque the cylinder head down. Yeah, new oil pump. Everything has been sealed, all new gaskets, and we will be setting the motor back in the truck. And as you can see, last week Friday is when we started this, and Monday morning the motor is almost back together, ready to go back in. Just seems easier to yank these things out to do the camshaft. Plus you can get a little bit more intimate with the motor. We also found another issue. Driver's side motor mount needed to be replaced as well, which we would have never found out if we didn't pull the motor. So, should be going back home soon. And just like that, our GMC is back together, up and running. Our Texas Speed Stage 2 truck camshaft. So we're going to let this thing get to operating temperature and then give her a good solid once over, and then this joker will hit the dyno. So guys, if you might remember, this is our 2022 Mach 1 Mustang GT. Sorry I didn't say that in the correct order, but either way it is here to make some dyno pulls. So if you remember this vehicle, we installed long tube headers, MGW shifter, and an exhaust system. It has been tuned by someone on the internet. I don't know who, I didn't ask him, but he has brought it by to have dyno pulls done to see the numbers. So I've got it strapped down on the dyno. Let's go ahead and make some pulls and see what she makes. So guys, as we peel our Mach 1 off the dyno, let me walk you over and take you over to the graph and check this bad joker out. So it made 516 horsepower and 386 foot-pounds of torque. Very nice graph. Nice power. Those are some quick cars right there. Well, let's get back to the grind. As we power on with our week, as you can see, we've got our 2018, I think, Chevy or GMC Silverado. Chevy truck, whatever you want to call it, it's on the dyno. So we've got our Texas Speed Stage 2 truck cam installed. So as we pull the vehicles in for the night, I wanted to touch on something. That Mustang that we made pulls on today is on E85. So if those of you who are wondering why the horsepower numbers were really nice, E85 too. See you guys tomorrow. So guys, a little quick one we got in. Ooh, what is that? A little quick one we got in is this GMC Yukon XL. I don't know what year it is, but putting on a little intake. I don't know what brand intake this is. It's not really a name brand one, but customer wanted it installed, so we are installing it. Fire it up. Get this one on back to the customer. A little quick in and out job. but that's okay because I've been busy, and so has Miss Ida. This is her 2005 Chevy Silverado, and it developed a little lifter tap. So, John, what are you looking at?
What am I, chopped liver?
What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Anyways, so I haven't been filming this week because I've been helping Miss Ida do her cam job, and she's been doing a phenomenal job. It is pretty much back together. The heads need to be final torqued, and then push rods, rocker arms, valve covers, coil packs, you know the drill, intake manifold. And this thing will be back together. We put a Texas Speed stage 1 camshaft in it, so nothing big, nothing crazy. Maybe a little sound. Maybe we cut the muffler out when she's not looking, and keeping this old Silverado on the road. Next up on the next one on the chopping block is this beautiful, I want to say 2001 Chevrolet Camaro.
It's
Super Sport. It is an automatic car, but it's still badass. So LS1, it's got a cam, long tubes, exhaust, probably a converter, and obviously a tune. And this thing is about to get seriously equipped with some badass suspension components. So here in just a second, we'll go in the parts room and grab everything that we got for this Johnny. It is a ton, and I'll walk you through it as we get it installed on the Camaro. As you can see, we started to take out some of our goodies that are going on into the Camaro. That Ride-Tech suspension, and then BMR sway bars, and then drag links, and subframe connectors, and all that jazz. Pretty. Matches the car. As we rip our way into the next day, we are getting some more suspension taken care of. So as you can see, we've got our Ride-Tech coilovers. And some more of our BMR suspension being installed. So looking good. Our front stuff, our front Ride-Tech suspension is all installed as well. Now, something for you, and the new front sway bar. Something for you guys to note on this stuff. This particular car, hold on, let me flip the camera around here. Oop. This particular car is equipped with a front strut bar, and the hardware supplied with the Ride-Tech stuff does not account for the extra space needed with that sway bar, with the bolts that go through it with the nuts. Actually, they go down, but either way. So there's not enough thread, so when you put the nut on, you're not getting it penetrating through the nylon locking surface on the nut. So you will have to source longer bolts for the front suspension stuff if you do have a sway bar on an F-body, which I'm sure, you know, these cars have been out forever. People know that, but just putting it out there if you didn't. Let's carry on with this suspension install. Alright guys, we are finally wrapped up with our suspension on our 2001 Chevy Camaro, or Catfish, whatever you want to call it. So let's run through everything that we got on this thing. Everything out of BMR's catalog. So we've got our drag link, upgraded drag link stuff, drop down. Got our subframe connectors right here. Got our lowering shackles, I would assume. Well, it's not really a shackle. I forget the technical name for that. But that's been replaced. We've got our Ride-Tech coilover system installed, looking sharp. And then the torsion tube, or torsion bar for the rear end, is upgraded as well. It's BMR. Like I said, the sway bar. And then we have our suspension in the front. So our Ride-Tech suspension in the front with the new BMR sway bar as well. So this thing got a boatload of suspension and body frame modifications, but they are all wrapped up. So we'll go ahead and set this joker down, see what it looks like, and should be going home tomorrow. I think the customer gets back in town. On to the next one. So guys, we got another super dope car that we're doing an exhaust system on, and that is this 2022 Hellcat Red Eye Super Stock. I already know the name of this color, but see if y'all are paying attention. Post down in the comment section below what's the name of this color. But brand new Johnny, and it's getting a Borla Attack exhaust as well. As you can see, there's been some modifications done to this one already. The owner of this car, if you look back at my videos and you've seen a super clean white Hellcat, same owners, or same owner traded in the Hellcat for his Hellcat Red Eye that he has now. So we're gonna get this bad girl on the lift and get the exhaust system installed. I don't need to show you a before because y'all all have heard of Hellcat before, but I will show you the after. And so guys, as you can see, that is a wrap on this beautiful Red Eyes exhaust. Borla Attack. Now this one does have the valving in it, but we are going to put a ZL1 add-on, or yeah, the Z1 Automotive. I believe it's the Taser, so that way the valving stays open all the time. But let's go ahead and get this thing down, get a first fire up, and then we'll get that installed. And then maybe I'll have a special treat. Maybe we'll stick this thing on the dyno. We'll see. Got some other work ahead of us today, but we'll see. As we move through this week, we've got another Silverado in the shop. Don't know what year this is. We'll say 2005 to 2007. Just post in the comments what year it is. I'm gonna stop saying what year these vehicles are. I'm gonna ask you to post down in the comments section what they are. Let's get some interaction going on the old YouTubes. Anyways, Silverado. This thing is a stock motor, looks like a 5.3 truck. Got a little Whipple action on top. Got some long tube headers and a camshaft. It is not running on all 8. It is leaking, and customer complaints of some lifter noises. So we are diving in and doing some diagnostic. Pulled it in, left it running, grabbed my thermal camera, ran across it, and found out what cylinders were dead. We only have one dead cylinder. So now that we found that, now we're going to dive deeper and find out why that cylinder is not firing. I already pulled the spark plug and did a compression test real quick. Got all that stuff on my rolly cart. Makes diags quick. And we have a 180 psi compression in that cylinder. So it's not compression. So what do we got? Pop bang, we got some fuel, we got some spark, we got compression, so we're good there. So next I'm going to chase spark. If we got spark, then we'll go after fuel. But I don't think we have a fueling issue. I think we have a spark issue, because when I pulled the plug, it was dark and it smelled like fuel really bad. So fuel's probably not the problem. It's probably spark. So let's dive in, see if we can't find out. Anyways, what's going on, HPP fam? Welcome back to another episode. You're getting a real super short one. Pause for dramatic effect, or I'm gonna edit this and put these last 2 weeks together. But long story short, we have had some bad weather and came into work Monday, John and I were very busy. I did not pick up the camera, and then Tuesday it was frozen. Wednesday it was frozen. Today is Thursday. It's still frozen, but it's thawing. So we are here working. We actually came in for a few hours yesterday. I just didn't film. John has been diligently working on this white 2016 Charger. It is getting a Texas Speed camshaft, and that's already in. So we've got our cylinder heads on, camshaft in, lifters in, springs, retainers. Excuse me, Corsa long tubes have been installed, and we put in our catted mid pipes on there, and then this joker will be wrapped up. We already got our PCM back, so we'll be ready to tune on this thing. Speaking of getting the PCM back, 2021, or no, 2022. Hold on one second. Camera is acting retardo. Okay, we're back. So, speaking of PCM issues, boom, we have our 2022 TRX on the dyno, and we have been waiting to get in on the dyno. We sent the PCM off to be unlocked, and a mishap happened where the back cover of our ECU and a back cover of another ECU got swapped. So, see the breath? It's cold in the shop. When we got the ECU back, I checked the VIN didn't match. I reached out, I said, oh, send your ECU here. They got your ECU, they'll ship it to you, blase blase. Well, that transaction happened a week later. Put the ECU in the truck because the VIN numbers matched. Truck still wouldn't start. It was the wrong ECU. The back plates had been swapped. So the first time I got the ECU, if I'd have just not checked it and threw it in the truck, we wouldn't have been here. But then the backing plate wouldn't have matched. Either way, we got the right one in here now, and my tuning laptop won't start. The struggle is real. But as soon as we get the ball rolling, I'll bring you guys along for the ride. So if you guys are wondering what that 2021 wide body Hellcat red eye super stock made, 740 horsepower, 753 foot-pounds of torque. So we've got our front drive shaft pulled on our 2020 TRX here. So we'll go ahead and get this thing strapped down, make our stock pulls, we'll make some changes, see what kind of power it ends up with.